Welcome, everybody. This is docket 5TE101, the joint application of Wisconsin Electric Power Company and Wisconsin Public Service Corporation for some tariff modification provisions regarding solar now and renewable energy resource pilots. My name is Michael Newmark, the Administrative Law Judge for the PSC, and we are on Zoom. We're connected through Zoom. Thankfully, we got that working, and we have parties in attendance as well as members of the public invited to join us. I see a few people I don't recognize. What I'll do is we'll do party appearances on the record, and also then once we're done with the party portion of the case, we'll open the hearing up to public comment. So whoever is here to make a public comment, stick with us and we can identify you later. So, all right. So at this point, let me grab our service list as well. All right, so we'll just go down the list and get our appearances on the record. So who do we have in attendance from Citizens Utility Board?
Good morning, Your Honor. Kara Coburn.
And maybe it's me, but I can't hear you. Could be something else going wrong here today.
Darn. Can you still not hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Oh, no, I'm still not. Anyone else hearing her, or is it just me?
Yes,
it's
Your
just
Honor.
me that can't hear.
Yes.
I can hear her. Can you hear us?
I don't think he can hear us.
Oh, right. Yes, I'm just trying again to set this right. Okay, now I got it. So, so let's get on the record for appearances. Citizens Utility Board.
Good morning, Your Honor. Kara Coburn Ferris with the Citizens Utility Board of Wisconsin.
All right, and City of Milwaukee.
Good morning, Your Honor. Tom Miller, Assistant City Attorney for the City of Milwaukee.
Next up, Public Service Commission.
Good morning, Your Honor. Stephanie Bedford, Assistant General Counsel, appearing on behalf of the Public Service Commission.
Okay, Renew Wisconsin.
Good morning. This is Andrew Kell, Policy Director with Renew Wisconsin.
Okay, and let's just skip to the next party name here, Vote Solar.
Morning, David Bender on behalf of Vote Solar.
Wisconsin Electric Power Company.
Good morning, Your Honor. Kate Phillips on behalf of Wisconsin Electric Power Company. And I also have here Rich Stasek, the company representative.
Great, thanks. So Ms. Phillips, we'll just need you to file an appearance so I can add you to the service list.
Sure.
Wisconsin Industrial Energy Group.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Steve Heinzen for Wisconsin Industrial Energy Group.
All right. And Wisconsin Public Service Corp. Who do we have for pub service?
Your Honor, again, Kate Phillips for Wisconsin Public Service Corporation and Rich Stasek for the company representative.
Okay, great, thanks. All right, so I have appearances. And so as far as I know, the process, we will continue what was agreed upon by parties and staff. We will accept some of the filings in the case, including the application and the staff memo. The comments to the memo aren't due yet, but those written comments we'll receive and put those in the record, and as well as any comments we receive here today live. So also just want to be sure we understand the written comments are due Friday, February 17th. So they can be filed on the website, on the Commission's website, and or by U.S. mail. So let's turn to that list of documents. Eluding me as well. So this is a list of documents that commission staff had shared with parties. And I modified it a little bit. So let's begin the process here. We'll just have the applicant verify the application document. So who do we have that can do that for us?
Hi, Your Honor. This is Kate Phillips, representing applicants.
Can I just interrupt a second?
Sure.
Can you turn you looks like you have like a soft focus on your camera, and so we can't see you when you move around. So if there's a way to turn that off, perfect. Great.
Sorry
Thank
about
you. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Yes, Your Honor, we are, again, Kate Phillips, representing the applicants, and I have Rich Stasek here from the company. We are going to introduce the application as into evidence this morning. And I just wanted to note for the record that the PSC reference number that's identified on the as part of the notice does include is not the correct PSC reference number. We actually revised the application on July 27th. And so I can give you the correct PSC reference number if you need it.
Okay, so you're just talking about the number on this document that you're
Correct.
seeing. Okay. Sure. Yeah. Why don't we have the applicant just the witness just state the number when verifying the correct filing.
Sure.
Okay.
All right, Your Honor. I have here Rich Stasek
All right.
from the company.
Great.
And-
So let me swear you in. Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do, Your Honor.
Okay. Go ahead.
Your Honor, we have Rich Stasek here. He will identify the application and introduce that into the record. So Rich, I'll let you
Sure.
go ahead and do that.
So we would like to introduce the application as filed July 27th, 2022. The PSC ref number is 444121.
Okay. Great. Thanks. And is that document complete and correct to the best of your knowledge?
It is.
All right. Do you have any additional comment?
At this time, I do not. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Is there anything else? All
No,
right.
Your Honor.
Any questions for the witness? Not hearing any. Okay, great. Thanks. You're excused. Let's turn to commission staff.
Your Honor, we're going to introduce the cover letter and commission memo for comment.
All right. So who do we have for that?
Jason Stevenson.
Not seeing him here. That just might be me.
I just turned on my camera.
Oh, there you go. Yes, that you pop to the top when you turn your camera on. So great. So raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right, go ahead.
Commission staff is putting into the record IRF reference 458457, the cover letter and commission memorandum for comment, and we'll be putting in a delayed exhibit of staff and intervener data requests and responses once that is complete following this hearing.
Okay, great. Thanks. So is the cover letter and commission memo complete and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, it is.
And in terms of the pending data request response exhibit, I just wanted to have you clarify the way it's described here for the way we described it, and when we shared the list of documents to the parties, it indicated it was staff and intervener data requests and responses. So I'm just curious if what are we expecting to see in that document?
This document will be a list of IRF reference numbers that include all data requests in this docket to date, including both staff and all intervener data requests, as well as the responses from the applicants.
Okay, that's fine. Just want to make sure we're all on the same page there. Great. Okay, so any questions for this witness? No, not seeing any. Okay. And great. So we have those documents identified. So do we have any comments now to take live from the parties? Looks like Attorney Coburn Ferris.
Yeah.
Yes.
Excuse me, Your Honor. So Cub has some questions with the extent to which the need for confidential handling of certain data request and discovery responses has been established. So there's certain partially redacted data request responses that take out some information that we think should be available to the public. And I can point to those, or we can have a.
Okay, well, let's get off the record just for a second here. So,
Sure.
so I guess the first question I had is just, are there any comments on the commission memo that parties wanted to make at this time, or were they all waiting to do that in writing? Okay, so there's issues with the confidentiality determinations. Well, we can look that over. I don't know. I mean, parties have had access to the confidential versions. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I'm considering the extent to which
The redaction may go
redaction,
too far. Is that what you're saying?
right? Redaction meets the burden established under 2.12.
Is this
Your
something
Honor?
you discussed with the applicant at all yet?
We have not discussed this with the applicant. We just in the past couple days identified. We're just starting to work through each of the data request responses and identified some. One was just recently filed on the 9th. Some were filed earlier.
Okay, so I believe, I don't know if Attorney Phillips has any comment at this time.
Yes, Your Honor. As you stated, we're unaware that there have been any issues with the confidentiality. Cub has not reached out to us. We would be glad to work with Cub to see if we can resolve these issues outside of this proceeding. But this is the first that we have been made aware that there's an issue.
Okay, yeah, well, so what I'm prepared to do is just have to give you all a week to discuss this and come up with, if there's a plan that we need to come up with or some sort of resolution I need to get involved in, we can set that up for the future. But I think going through data requests, especially because this is public, and I don't know if we really best use of our time to go into confidential session and be hashing this out live. It's probably best if I give you a week to have Cub raise its concerns with the extent of redactions, and then get back to me on it. So is that I think we can all agree to that? Does that sound doesn't sound like something too unwieldy? So let me get back on the record then.
Right, but just to put it out there, in terms of our delayed exhibit with data requests, if we need to wait for that exhibit to be updated with fewer redactions, then that would affect the timeline in terms of when our delayed exhibit will be available.
So, okay, so let's take that in turn. I can address that, but first let's recognize that Citizens Utility Board raised a concern about the extent of redactions on the data request responses. And I guess I should just, so all these responses are from the applicant, is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, so applicant data request responses. So
and some discovery responses as well.
Correct. Okay, so staff and intervener discovery. Okay, yeah. So I think the best process here is to have parties and staff confer offline to discuss any changes to those responses that need to be made in order to properly apply the standards for confidentiality determination. So I'm thinking maybe a week would be enough time for parties to get together and do that. So if on Wednesday by 1:30, we can have a filing that discusses any resolution to this, or to the extent that there's a dispute, just inform me with that filing. And so I'll have Cub file that, be the lead on that filing. And in terms of the staff exhibit, we can, so what's our timing for this? I mean, this case will obviously be delayed more than, at least have this week in terms of getting the record straight. I don't think it makes sense to file the data request exhibit now because we're not sure if the filings will be the same. So we'll wait on that week in order to move that through. Let's do it this way. So commission to actually decide this case is going to use the confidential version. So those aren't going to change. So let's have staff file the data request responses as they exist now. And the commission can rely on that document as the the index for the data request responses that it'll use in the review of the record. The confidential versions won't change. So it can rely on the confidential versions to make its decision. If there's some consensus, or I have to resolve some dispute about the extent that documents may be redacted too much, staff can update that exhibit at that time, but it won't affect the record in terms of what the commission needs to review. So won't let that slow down the process at this point, but we can correct it on the back end. So I guess the main thing is that parties and staff can get together, take this week, and then next Wednesday, 1:30, have some sort of report that can inform me as to the extent we need to do more or we've resolved the issue. Does that make sense to everybody?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Yeah, so I think, just so in future, just for future reference, the earlier we identify these problems, the better. So at this point, any members of the public, if you're in attendance, it's a time for getting public comment on the case. So I do see a number of people in attendance that aren't connected with a party, but I'm not going to go over the names at this point, just giving everyone an opportunity. Just unmute and make yourself known to me. Okay, no members of the public in attendance that wish to comment. That appears that's correct. So, all right, I think that's all we need.
Commissioner Newmark, can I ask a clarifying question?
On the record?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
So the cover letter for staff memo has a comment due date of March 1st, and the notice for this hearing has a public comment deadline of February 17th. The question is that intentional? Is there two different deadlines depending on if it's parties or public, or is everyone's deadline March 1st?
Okay, yeah, thanks for mentioning that. Yeah, I think what we had decided to do, we did notice that discrepancy earlier. I believe the public comment period online, and we can confirm this now. I think the online date was extended based on that. No, it hasn't been. Okay. Yeah. Well, thanks for raising that. So if we can, we'll extend the period for public comment to the March 1st deadline. So they'll all the comment periods will correspond. So public and party comments to the memo will be due on March 1st. So we'll just have Jason, you'll just need to change that in the case management system.
I just updated that, so that should reflect March 1st now.
Perfect. Thank you. All right.
Your Honor.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I have a quick off the record question about the newly filed application.
Okay. Off the record then, go ahead.
Yeah, the revised application, I don't think it includes the appendices that that went along with the original application. And I just wanted to make sure that those were included.
Yes, Your Honor, this is Kate Phillips. I was going to clarify that for the record prior to the finish of this hearing this morning. So yes, that is correct. We do want the appendices to be included as part of the application. And we can, if you want to do that back on the record, it's up to you, but those should also be a part of the record.
So the appendices are, sorry, the appendices are separate filings.
Yeah, they were filed separately on Earth, so they have separate
Okay.
PSC reference numbers. My
So we should have
apologies.
actually put those on the list.
Correct. Yep.
Okay. So why don't we back this up?
Okay.
And, okay. What are they listed as application documents?
They are, yes.
Okay, so now I think I'm showing all the application documents filed in this case. And so we're going to be eliminating the one I'm highlighting here now, the original application in chief.
Correct.
And the rest of the documents will be considered part of the application for the record. Okay.
Correct.
So we've get witness Stasek back on the record, and we'll just have him confirm which documents are part of the application at this time.
Do you have to do anything?
So, well,
Okay.
witness Stasek, you're still under oath. So,
Okay.
So do you see the list of documents on the screen?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Okay, so the application documents that'll be part of the application for the record, they'll be the most recently filed application in chief that was titled 5TE 101 Combined Renewable Energy Pilot Program Application - Corrected. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, that's correct.
And there'll also be 5 appendices labeled through Appendix A to Appendix E. Is that also correct?
Yes, Your Honor, that is also correct.
And is that the balance of the application documents?
Yes, Your Honor, it is.
All right, great, thanks. Okay, we got that straight. Sorry. Well, thank you all for watching our backs here and getting everything in line. I'm going to end the screen share. We'll need that now. Let me do it. All right. So anything further? All right, great. Well, I'm glad we got through that somehow. At this point, we'll just be expecting that resolution confirmation letter about the discovery process next week. Otherwise, we'll package up the documents we have in the record, including the current data request exhibit, get that produced and filed, and then we'll proceed from there. So thanks very much. Oh, and we'll look forward to your comments as well on March 1st. So with that, we're adjourned. Take care.